strategically, Miesha, when you look at Conor's strengths and weaknesses inside of the octagon, does strategically that fight make sense to him? Because the most recent George St. Pierre that we have seen wins, and admittedly that was a long time ago, but he wins by pushing guys into deep water, taking a fight the entire distance, working takedowns. He's a control type fighter. So if you're Conor McGregor and somebody calls you and says, "Hey, look, man, $20 million and it's going to be George St. Pierre," is that a winnable fight?
Look, Conor McGregor, I've underestimated the guy a number of times, thinking he wasn't going to win some of the fights that he won, and he did it. The man is truly in a league of his own when it comes to his game planning, when it comes to his trash talking, when it comes to getting inside people's heads. Nobody does it better than Conor McGregor, so I absolutely would not count him out in a fight than that. I think the speed favors him. I think he has great striking, and I think that the fact that GSP's been out for so long, I think Conor McGregor can put together a strategy to beat pretty much anybody, and I think the matchup actually favors Conor. And I felt almost bad saying that because I've been a huge GSP fan for a really long time. He's perfect when he fights. You know, maybe not the most exciting fighter you've ever watched, but he's almost perfect, and that's so hard to do. If you've been an athlete in any sport, to have a perfect game or to have a perfect match or a perfect bout, it almost never happens. And you watch him go out there and be pretty much perfect in all of his fights. He never wavers from his strategy. He's just like a robot, like someone's just controlling a controller somewhere, and he's just doing exactly what he needs to do to get through those fights. But I think with this one, Conor, he's just so hard to beat and so hard to get around mentally. I think the speed, actually being the smaller guy, does favor Conor.
Okay, I don't want to gloss over this because you just said something that I didn't think I was going to hear you say. You believe that in this hypothetical matchup, and just to clarify for everyone, it's only hypothetical at this point, that Conor McGregor, coming up from lightweight, and he was previous to that obviously the featherweight champion of the UFC, in your mind would be your favorite in a bout against arguably the best UFC welterweight of all time.
Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but dude, crazier things have been said about Conor, and he's done it. I mean, he literally predicts what he's going to do in every fight. And when he lost to Nate Diaz, and then I thought he was going to lose again, and he came out and he had the right game plan. He's just brilliant. He knows how to figure out people, and not to mention that GSP has never had to deal with someone's berating and constant mental barrage that's Conor McGregor does. Something is there. People haven't quite figured it out, but there's an element that Conor McGregor adds that's not just his skill set. He gets inside people's heads and he ruins them before they ever even step inside the octagon. I mean, to say that he couldn't do that that he couldn't do that to GSP when he's done it to everyone else is like, it's insane to think that he couldn't do that. So yeah. For some reason, I just think that he would probably do well. He's evolving. He's very athletic. He's heavy-handed. I think he could knock out a lot of guys bigger than him. And man, look how good he did against Mayweather. Come on. I was so impressed with how good he did there. I thought he was, going to lose that fight handedly, and he hung in there tough.